Hi everyone. This month's mental health topic is prioritizing and goal setting. Um, so as like always, like I'm gonna give like a quick definition, and then dive into the topic a little bit more, and then touch on it uh it applies to my life. So kicking things off, um, what is prioritizing? Um, so in my own words, it's the process we take um, to determine what order to complete task or the more basic take on this is how we determine what gets more or less of our attention. Um, and then what is goal setting. So again, in my own words, that's something that we want to accomplish, right? Um, and I know that the military, um, that if you go through any mental health therapy, that they talk about smart goals, which are goals that contain multiple parts and take us through the process of structuring a goal and the determining what attributes pertain uh, to that goal. Um, but I will go over SMART goals later in this video, and also include visual aids at the very end of this video as well. Okay, so big question. Um, how how do how does prioritizing and goal setting fit together? Well, prioritizing is a method we may use to order things such as tasks. Sometimes it helps us if we rack and stack things. Things being tasks or goals or whatever else. um, so that it helps us list out our goals in terms of an importance. Diving a little bit deeper, we can break the go up into multiple parts or milestones. Milestones help us track our progress and the completion of the goals that we are working on or are working to at awards. Milestones are often listed in the order needed to can complete the goal. So in turn, that it helps us to organize and to better track our task goals and other things. So moving it right on along to goal setting. So that it is helpful if we create a list of milestones. Creating smart goals is just one way to help us make setting and pleading goes a little bit like easier in terms of the process. So, what does the and spark smart goals stand for? Well, the S stands for specific. So it's us coming up with a very specific goal that we have in mind. The M stands for measurable. Like there has to be some way of determining that the goal has been met. Okay. The A stands for achievable. It can also stand for something else, but for the purposes of this, it stands out for achievable. And now what that means is that the goal its own self, that it is something that we have the capability to actually go out and do. Okay. Now the R stands for like irrelevant. So that means that whatever goal that we choose, it has to go along with what we are trying to do. Okay. And the T stands for time bound or timely. So what that means is that we have like a set amount of time that we expect to have this done by. So like keeping in line with it being specific, okay, which ties back into the S. So it's like we have like a set like a duration. It's like whether we're gonna do this for like an hour like a day, or do this thing for like 10 minutes a day, or do this for 10 minutes a day for about like a week. Like we have to have like an instinct, um, you know, and no, and in certain like terms. So now this is the part where I tie it back in to my own personal experiences. So how do I choose and what order things get prioritized in my life? Um, well, for me, like it's about in importance. Like if I know that I have to make like a doctor's appointment, and at the same time, I understand that I have to be able to drop my son off at school to pick him up from school, right? Okay. What that means is just that appointment isn't important, but I have to set it at a certain time so that way it doesn't conflict with what, like, ultimately in my mind means like a more, which is being able to get my son to and from school. So so for me, that would be like one like way that I choose how I prioritize things. Um, and then so how do I set goals along the way? So like this whole like uh, reptile closure that I want to make look like forest like Oasis, right? For my sister's box turtle. So even with that, like I have like a goals in mind, and like each goal has a milestone. Well, like, what ultimate goal is to get it done, right? That there are like milestones, milestone one, uh, getting the stand put together. Milestone two, getting the and closure put together without any stuff in it, just like be like empty and like a closure, milestone two, making sure that it's watertight. So with that, that would mean making sure that I put silicone that is reptile safe along all of the bottom corners and the bottom edges and along the walls where I think that the water could go up to. Okay. And then the next milestone was to be to ensure that it is actually truly like a watertight by putting water like in it and making sure that there are no like leaks. So it's like each part, you know, that it leads to the like end goal, which is to have the and closure done, and to have it look a certain like way. So for me, like that's how I am apply like prioritizing and creating goals and in my own life. And then in closing, I would like to iterate some key takeaways So like prioritizing tasks and goals, like creating that like order of like what's like most important, like what's like least important, like what you should get done first, what you should get done like last, creating milestones um that aid with can pleading at a set goal. um like trying to create uh smart goals, and giving that like first shake. And this is like a big one. Take things one step at a time, you know sometimes it's better, to take things slow, and instead of just like brushing through them. Because oftentimes, if we don't do things like one step at a time, or we try to like rush uh through them, we find that we make more mistakes, and we have to go back and we have to like redo things. A case in point, for getting that something needs to slide down inside of something else, and then it needs to be screwed in. Well, if one screw on a certain part is too tight, then when you go to try to screw the other thing in, you won't be able to, because you can't lock it into place because it won't budge, right? Um. So yeah, so just like learning like not to, I guess, you know, be like too like over like anxious, like not like making like everything too tight, like leaving um screws like a little like loose, like until everything is like all put together, and then going back and making sure that everything it is tightened up. Because sometimes things have to slide into place and get pushed over, and it's hard to push something over into place if the bottom part is too tight, right? So it's all about like learning to have like a little bit of patience, which I am working on, because I know that sometimes I try to kind of like jump the gun, or like rush to like certain things to like get it done, because either like I'm in pain, or I have something else that it needs my attention. So I feel like that the quicker I get like something done, like like the like better, But it's just like learning how just to take, just like a little bit like extra time, just to make sure that it's done like right, like the first time. It's kind of like how they say to like it's better to like measure something three times and to cut once, versus to have to versus you measuring it like one time, but then end up having to go back and to cut it like three times, because you didn't measure it correctly the first time, and or you didn't check your initial like a measurement. So it's kind of like that. Um, but the reason that I bring this topic up is because I know that for those of us who are dealing with like mental conditions, at times like it can be difficult. Like it can be very stressful, like in terms of trying to get things done, so that's why that I bring this up, because it's something that I find that it's like more of a struggle now, than it used to be, you know. But I know that everyone is different, and things can like impact like us in different ways, you know. So if nothing else, that I hope that you walk away from this video with like better like understanding of how prioritizing works and how that it actually is a part of happiness can complete goals, you know the importance of not rushing through everything, just to take things like one step at a time. um so that can includes this month's mental health topic video. And as always, I hope that everyone has a safe and a wonderful week.